What's going on, guys? My name is Noah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for taking a moment to be here with me. In this video, I'm going to share with you a tool that I learned since I've been in rehab at Treehouse Recovery here in Portland. Back on October 8th, I checked in and it's been a journey. One of the biggest things that they have been practicing with me is something called ABC therapy, and it's a form of reality testing. In this video, I'm going to break down what that is, how I use it, and why I think it's going to be really, really important to help me stay sober and negotiate life and recovery. So thank you for being here, and let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first. As an alcoholic in recovery, one of the things that they took a lot of time to impress upon me was that I don't handle stress well. That my brain has a stress response that's very, very hypersensitive and irregular, and I fall into what are known as maladaptive behaviors very quickly. And I can be in an emotional state very easily, and often an emotional state that's not anchored in reality. So reality testing in general, and making sure that I'm applying logic and reason, which is something that we learn comes from the front part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, is really, really essential and important in order to navigate and dictate life and relationships and experiences, and just even something as simple as a thought. In order for me to successfully reality test, I have to use something called ABC therapy. ABC therapy goes like this. There's an activating event, a belief system that comes from that activating event, a consequence, and this is always a feeling that's a negative one, and then D is a dispute. I have to dispute the activating event, or the belief system that came from it, and then E, I have an effective new belief system. So I will go ahead and give you a general example that was given to me by my wonderful therapist and clinical director. His name is Billy Grande. He's the guy that runs Treehouse Recovery. The guy is a godsend, an absolute godsend. But it works like this. Let's say I'm standing in a room and I look over at someone and I notice them look at me in a certain type of way. So let's imagine the person that I look at now looks at me like this. Just gives me a look, but I happen to notice that. That was an activating event. Now, what qualifies an activating event? Some sort of hormonal experience, some sort of hormone response. Cortisol, epinephrine, adrenaline, testosterone, anything that creates a negative sensation in the body. That is your activating event, okay? So activating event, someone looks at me funny. Belief system, that person doesn't like me and they're judging me, right? That's the belief system. A, someone looked at me funny. B, belief system, they don't like me, they're judging me. C, this is the consequence, this is a one-word answer, and they have us to stick to like a primary emotion, primary feeling. So it makes me feel sad and angry, sad and anxious, something like that. Now, I've gone from the activating event to the belief system to the consequence, which is now I'm sad, now I'm angry. So how can I dispute that? This is the part where they're teaching us to use facts and to keep it very, very simple. So I could dispute that by saying, I don't know what that person's thinking. I have no idea if that facial expression had anything to do with me. Essentially, can I prove it? Can I prove that this person looked at me because they're judging me and they don't like me? And the answer is no. In that situation, let's say we're in a room where we're mingling with people and I look over and see a stranger, let's say. There's no way I can prove that that stranger was looking at me with malintent and that it had anything to do with me, So with this new reality-based anchor, my effective new belief system, E of the ABC therapy, is that I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm in a good space, and that's just a person who made a look, and it's all good. But let me give you a real-world example for me. So in treatment, we've had to leave every day. In my first 90 days, my schedule was insanely rigorous. It was very, very tight schedule. I was up at 5 a.m., home at 5 p.m., 5 days a week. So one of my teammates' names is, we'll call him Jim, because I actually don't want to use his real name to protect his anonymity. But Jim was late to leave for the bus. Jim knew what time we as a team leave to catch the bus, because we have to catch public transportation to get to the office, let's say, where we do our clinical stuff in the afternoon. So the activating event for me was that Jim was late. So we're outside. Jim walked out late to catch the bus. That's the activating event. Belief system, B. Jim doesn't respect me or my team. He doesn't care if we're late, okay? That's the faulty belief system. The consequence, I'm angry. I'm sad and I'm angry. Now D, how did I dispute that system? Jim has been on time almost every single day for months. Jim is always kind and respectful, and I have no proof that Jim was late to cause me any sort of trouble. He wasn't late on purpose. I have no proof of it. So, effective new belief system, Jim was just late, and I can ask him to do better and not be late, but it wasn't personal. Everything is okay. That was ABC working in real time. What I'm trying to relay, because this is still something that's new to my vocabulary, relatively speaking, right? I've only been sober, I've already, not only, trying to be intentional with my words. I've already been sober for almost 4 months. I've been definitely practicing hard and working on this hard, but the point is, I have a history of victimizing myself at every possible chance, at every possible turn. One way or another, I fall into a victim state, and it has secondary gains, which means when I become a victim, it elicits a lot of other behaviors that play well to being an alcoholic. Someone did something to me, and therefore I need to make myself feel better. So ABC therapy is just a very, very simple but incredibly powerful tool to anchor me in reality and make sure that I'm testing my logic and my thinking whenever I feel an activation, whenever I feel triggered, whenever I feel upset or perturbed, when something is happening in my body, when I have energy and motion, emotions, right, creating feelings, I can stop, pause, and assess the reality and the merit of these feelings because, otherwise I'm screwed, to put it clinically. So that's ABC therapy. Thank you for taking a few moments with me. I hope that was of some use to you. Get out there and try this. It is not always perfect when you first start doing it. I'll be the first to admit that I went way off the deep end with this tool when I first got it. I over-elaborated, I overthought it, and I really, really struggled to find the simplicity of the situations. But it has gotten better over time, and I will continue to practice and get better until it's second nature. In a coming video, I definitely want to talk to you guys about the 5-part communication system. It's been really, really helpful for me as well. But first things first, reality testing, ABC therapy. Do some research online, practice with a friend, practice with a counselor, practice with someone who's got your best interests in mind, and see if it might be able to afford you some peace of mind like it has me. It's been an absolute game changer, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. All right, thank you, and peace.